In the science fiction classic Ender's Game by Orson Scott Card, Ender again shows the most courage out of anyone in the book. Ender can be very courageous in the book, but most of the time he tries to hide his emotions, even though he sometimes shows them accidentally, which better shows his personality. Ender's the only person who can save the human race from extinction by the bugger race, so you can see why he is brave. His emotions are shown a few times in the book at different places. Ender's courageousness can also be interpreted in different ways, as if the courage is even apparent or intended. Ender's courage is shown by his ability to stand up to bullies, his act of leaving Earth and never to return, and his journey to find a new bugger colony for the remaining bugger egg. One of the reasons I can say Ender is courageous is because he is able to stand up for himself and fight for himself while keeping calm and withstanding criticism by other students in battle school. When Stilson and his friends ganged up on Ender after school, Ender fought back. Ender kicked out high and hard, catching Stilson square in the breastbone. As a 6-year-old, Ender was bullied because he was a third child, which was rare because the government only allowed 2 children per family. The government allowed the Wiggins to have another child, which would be a mix between the strength of Peter and the serenity of Valentine. Ender was owned by the government since the Wiggins needed permission from the government to have him alive. Ender was also courageous to leave his family and go to battle school to help save the world. Ender did not want to leave his home to go to battle school, but he loved his family and his life, but he knew he must go because it was the right thing to do so he can save the world. In Chapter 3, Graf comes to Ender's house and tells him, "Ender," Graf said, "if you come with me, you will not come back here for a long time. There are not any vacations from battle school." Ender was brave enough to go because he knew he had to, and he knew it was the correct thing to do. He even decided to stay at battle school and go into command instead of staying at home on Earth. Valentine was told by Graf to encourage Ender to go into command. Near the end of the book, Ender kills off the whole bugger race without even knowing. He then explores a bugger colony and finds the giant's corpse that died in the game he played in battle school. He goes through all the steps that get him to the end of the world, and when he opens the mirror, he finds a bugger egg. "I'll carry you," said Ender. "I'll go from world to world until I find a time and a place where you can go and you can come awake in safety." The bugger queen talked to him and told him to take care of the egg and find a spot anywhere in the universe to have the egg hatch and to start a new generation of buggers. Ender was courageous because he had the option to destroy the egg or take a risk and try to find a place for it to hatch, even though the humans would not like it. Peter was nowhere near to being as courageous as Ender. From an early age, Peter was mean and evil brother. He treated Ender and his sister Valentine horribly. Peter was a murderer at heart, and nobody knew it but Valentine and Ender. Peter was not courageous, but only selfish and mean. When they grew up, Peter managed to seize power. He wanted to be in power for his own good. He did not care about others, while Ender cared about both humans and buggers. Ender wanted to start a new colony for the buggers to make up for what he did during the Bugger War. Peter was also demanding and abused power to control everything, while Ender did not care about power or control, but cared about being a good person, as he felt guilty about destroying the bugger race. Ender showed courage in multiple ways throughout the book. He stood up against bullies, like Stilson and Bonezo Madrid. He left his home on Earth to fight for the humans to win the bugger war. He risked injury and death to find a new home for the bugger egg to start a new bugger colony. Ender showed more courage than any other character in the book.